Facebook. You said you wanted to discuss enjoying life forever.
Yes.
Any?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. There's a few things I don't understand in the book, but maybe it would be best to do just one single thing, one single chapter, and not jump all over the shop. What do you think about that?
It's fine. It's okay.
May I ask you,
So what?
please, which country
Okay.
are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
You're a Jehovah's Witness
I'm
in
in Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay. I know of Lagos, the capital. Are you in Lagos?
Well, I was in Lagos about 2 weeks ago,
No,
but
no,
I'm in
no.
another state. I came to see him.
I'm just asking you, is your Kingdom Hall, you attend a Kingdom Hall, yes?
Of course.
Yes.
I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I attend my meeting
Yes.
at the
I
Kingdom
live
Hall.
in Plymouth in the UK. Are you based... all I know in Nigeria is Lagos. Are you based in Lagos, Nigeria, or is your Kingdom Hall based in Lagos?
That's what I'm saying. I left Lagos 2 weeks ago because I came to visit my mom in another state. But I was in Lagos like about 2 weeks ago.
I'm not asking where you're physically located. What's the name of your congregation? And because Jehovah's Witnesses, if you go onto jw.org, they're split into congregations. So I live in Plymouth. I live in Plymouth in the UK. Does your congregation have a name? Could I ask which congregation you attend, sir?
Of course, my congregation has a name. And the name of my congregation is Adeboye Street Congregation. It's in Lagos.
It's in Lagos, Nigeria. That's the capital, right? Okay, thank you. I've got Enjoy Life Forever in front of me.
Lagos is not the capital of Nigeria. It's Abuja.
Oh, I see. It's not. Okay. I've learnt something. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, it's page 55 of Enjoy Life Forever, lesson 13, paragraph 2. If you have the book in front of you, thank you.
Lesson 13, paragraph 2. That talks about false religion.
Yes. And paragraph 2 says, how does false religion misrepresent God by its actions?
Okay. Yes, I'm there.
Right. Do you want to read it or shall I? But if I could ask you to speak slowly, please. It's a little difficult to understand you, but thank you, sir.
Okay, that's okay. So you want me to read it?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. If God is love, why have so many evil acts?
No. It's only paragraph 2 I'm looking at. Paragraph 2 is titled, How Does False Religion Misrepresent God by Its Actions?
Sorry, I'm there right now. False religion does not treat people as Jehovah does. The Bible says that false religion sins have massed together clear up to heaven. For centuries, religions have meddled in politics, supported wars, or approved the death of countless numbers of people. Some religious leaders enjoy a lavish lifestyle and demand money from their followers to pay for it. These actions prove that they do not even know God, let alone have the right to represent Him. I believe that's the paragraph you're talking about.
Yes, that's right, sir. I went on to jw.org. I was a bit shocked. I looked at I did a search and I found that the Awake for the 22nd of April 1993 on page 6, it calls any religion that has any involvement in politics or warfare, it calls them pawns of Satan the devil. Actually, it specifically talks about warfare. It calls religions involved in warfare pawns of Satan the devil. I was a bit shocked at that.
Okay.
One reason why I was shocked was that the Watchtower has a long history of involvement in both politics and warfare at the level of either the Watchtower president or the Watchtower corporations, the Watchtowers of New York or Pennsylvania, or the present governing body. They are regularly involved in political action, and they're also involved in warfare, which shocked me.
So, on what instances have the Watchtower organization been involved in warfare? Can you cite one instance?
Well, in Zion's Watchtower, 15th of May 1918, that's page 6257 of the Green reprints, when Rutherford, Joseph Franklin Rutherford, the president, knew he was about to go on trial for sedition, in that issue of the Watchtower, he started promoting the purchase of the Liberty Bond to his readers. So he's encouraging Watchtower readers to buy Liberty Bonds, which is basically money you loan to the American government interest-free. They return it to you after the war. It's called a Liberty Bond, and it was done to support the American war effort. So Zion's Watchtower, as it was then called in 1918, was supporting the American war effort in the First World War. They weren't neutral.
That's a big lie, sir.
I beg your pardon?
That's not true.
I've got the Watchtower. I've actually got the Watchtowers in the other room. And I've read the article. I've got original Watchtower article from 15th of May 1918.
You said during the First World War that Jehovah's Witnesses were not neutral, that they played a part, like they participated in the warfare. Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't say that. No, I didn't. You didn't listen to me. I said Zion's Watchtower, which the Watchtower used to be called Zion's Watchtower, 15th of May 1918, and in the Green reprints published in 1920, I've got a full set, page 6257, Rutherford wrote an article in which he encouraged his readers to purchase the Liberty Bond, also known as the Liberty Loan, to support the American war effort in the First World War.
To purchase a loan.
I beg your pardon?
Is a Liberty Bond?
Could you speak? Wait. Could you speak slowly, please, with gaps between your words a little bit? It's difficult to understand you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. You said that Rutherford encouraged his readers to purchase what? A Liberty Bond?
No, Liberty Bond, B-O-N-D, not a bomb, Liberty Bond. It's basically giving money to the American government. It's giving money to the American government. So you give the American government $1,000. And then after the war, a few years after the war, when the war's over, they give you $1,000 back. So the American government doesn't pay any interest. And it was done to encourage the American war effort in both wars, actually. So this is a Watchtower article encouraging its readers to support the American military by purchasing Liberty Bonds. And on the right-hand side of the page, they even talk about Bethel workers who were working at the Bethel headquarters, and they clubbed together and they were giving a quarter of their income to buy a Liberty Bond between them.
I don't understand. What's your purpose of this call? I mean, what point are you trying to get at?
Well,
because I'm trying. I don't see where you're getting at.
Yes, sir. What I don't understand is why the Watchtower has a long history of involvement in warfare and politics.
A long history of involvement in warfare and politics.
Yes.
A long history. Wow. That's
going back a century.
That's fun.
Well, I mean, let me give you a more recent Watchtower. The Watchtower for November 2016, page 29, paragraph 9, admits that the Bible students, as they were known then, they weren't called Jehovah's Witnesses until 1931. It says the Bible students took part in the National Day of Prayer in 1918. There was a National Day of Prayer. Now, they don't mention that Judge Rutherford, your then leader, went up onto a raised platform with Catholic priests and Protestant clergymen and prayed with them for victory in the First World War. But this Watchtower article admits, Watchtower 2016, November, page 29, paragraph 9, it admits that they weren't neutral in the First World War.
Now, let me tell you something. There is a specific place in Proverbs. It says that it describes the truth that we learn from the Bible as a progressive thing. It says the truth is like just like how the day breaks from the dawn until it gets to full bright day.
It's got nothing to do with doctrine. That verse is in Proverbs 4.
Let me explain. When you were talking, I allowed you. Now let me explain. Like you brought a question, and I'm trying to answer you. Now, the Bible shows that, like previously, Jehovah's Witnesses uses the cross in their worship. This is just an example. And previously, we celebrated things such as Christmas. Today we don't, but we celebrated stuff like that. That's to let you know that we are not claiming that we had the knowledge that we had now back then. We had to go through a process of refinement. There were some things we used to do, but as we studied through the scripture, we found out that this thing does not agree with what the Bible says. And what do? We make adjustment to our understanding. And that's why Jehovah's organization is way different from other religions, because other religions, they do not humbly admit when they have a wrong understanding
Come
of
on,
stuff.
please. I'm not a child. Please, I'm not a child.
Admit and make adjustment.
Please, I'm not a child. Anyone can use that argument and then say, well, we're not wrong because we've made an adjustment. The Mormons could claim that.
Listen to me.
But anyone can claim that.
Listen to me. I am not here to debate with you, right?
Is that because you can't debate?
What I'm trying to tell you, I know who you already are, and
Who am I?
I could end the call.
Sorry.
There is
Who am I?
Listen.
You made an accusation. You said you know who I am. Who am I, sir?
Of course, I know your kind. There are a lot of you guys. You're against Jehovah's organization. Maybe probably.
What do you mean, my kind? What do you mean, my kind? What are you talking about? You know my kind.
I know your kind because obviously you didn't call to learn anything. You just called to probably see if you can drag me into believing or saying this. Now, I'm not here to debate with you. Now, I'm trying to let you know.
Is that because you cannot debate? Is that because you cannot debate?
Fine. No problem. Right? It's fine. Whatever you want to think about Jehovah's Witnesses, you go ahead and think about it.
Sir, I have never been a Jehovah's Witness.
Now, listen.
Look, you keep telling me to listen, and you keep telling me to listen, but you don't respond to anything that I say. You've got nothing of any value to say. You've got nothing of any value to say. Now look, I've got the Watchtower, November 2016, page 29 up on the screen. Paragraph 9 says, not everything...
Are you one of Jehovah's Witnesses?
I've just told you I've never been a Jehovah's Witness. I used to be a Baptist. Then I went to Pentecostal church. I have never, ever been a Jehovah's Witness. I have never... Stop telling me to listen all the time. Why don't you do some listening? I've never been a Jehovah's Witness. I was given a copy of your book. I'm reading the book. Now, I've got the Watchtower, November 2016, page 29, paragraph 9 up on the screen. It says, not everything the Bible students did during the period between 1914 and 1919 was in harmony with scriptural principles. Although they were sincere, the brothers did not always have a proper view of subjection to the secular governments. Therefore, as a group, they were not always neutral with regard to the war effort. So it admits in the Watchtower, November 2016, page 29, paragraph 9, that they were not neutral with regard to the war effort in the First World War.
Okay.
That's the point I'm making, sir. That's the point I'm making. Jehovah's Witnesses were not neutral in the First World War. They do not admit that Judge Rutherford... Could I finish my...
Is there something else you want to do?
Yes.
I heard you.
Oh, no need to raise your voice. No need to raise your voice. You're supposed to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Listen.
You keep telling me to listen. You keep telling me to listen, but you can't engage in a conversation. It's very sad.
Wait, yes, it is very sad. That's for you. Now, what I'm saying is, this is the point you're trying to make. I heard you. It's fine. Is that all you want to say?
No, I have an awful lot more to say, but that's the first point. Jehovah's Witnesses were not neutral during the First World War. Do you agree?
No, okay.
Could you respond to me? Could you respond? Do you agree Jehovah's Witnesses were not neutral during the First World War?
I do not agree with you.
Right. How do you explain then line 4 and 5 of the Watchtower 2016 November, page 29, paragraph 9, lines 4 and 5, which says, quote, "Therefore, as a group, they," that's the Bible students, "were not always neutral with regard to the war effort." And the context there is the First World War.
I'm not obligated to explain anything to you. I don't know who you are, so. If that is all, please, thank you. So much. You can believe whatever you want.
I haven't told you what I believe. I haven't told you what I believe. You've accused me of telling you what I believe. I haven't told you what I believe. I haven't told you what I believed. I'm just discussing the beliefs and the claims of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
It's fine. Choose your belief. That's okay.
I'm not discussing my beliefs. I'm discussing the beliefs of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. I'm not at the moment discussing my beliefs. I haven't even raised my own beliefs.
If you cannot be a Jehovah's Witness, nobody's forcing you to choose whatever you want to be and be. That's fine. I want to be a Jehovah's Witness. That's what I want to be. So I do not have to agree with you. Right?
You don't have to agree with me.
If you feel like we are not neutral.
There's a problem though. There's a problem. There's a problem that you haven't grasped. And the problem is this.
There is no problem.
Let me explain what your problem is. I am the only one who's quoting Watchtower literature. You're telling me what you think. You're telling me what you feel. You're misquoting Proverbs 4:18 and 19, and you're not even capable of giving a reference. But here's the problem. I'm the only one quoting Watchtower literature.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a Christian. I told you I used to go to a Baptist church and then a Pentecostal church. I've never been a Jehovah's Witness.
So what church do you attend currently now?
I don't go to any church currently.
Oh, okay. Why? May I know why?
I don't want to attend.
That's your choice, and I respect that.
That's up to me, yes.
I respect that, and I want to be a Jehovah's Witness. Respect that. Let me have my belief.
Absolutely.
You like, think about
Absolutely. I have no intention. I have no intention of strong-arming you and trying to make you not be a Jehovah's Witness. If you want to be a Jehovah's Witness, be a Jehovah's Witness. But here is the problem. Your book says that any religion that's involved in politics or warfare... Let me finish my sentence. Your book says any religion that's involved in politics or warfare cannot serve Jehovah God. So why is the Watchtower involved? They were involved in the First World War. Jehovah's Witnesses were involved in the Second World War. And Jehovah's Witnesses have been involved in getting money from arms companies recently through the Henrietta M. Riley Trust. She was a woman who died... Oh, I think he's hung up. Are you there? Oh, you're still there.
Go and read through history. Listen. The neutrality
you keep
of
telling me to listen. You keep telling me to listen, but you can't engage with me.
It is all over secular history that Jehovah's Witnesses have been neutral through the wars of the nation.
Vague. You are not giving any proof for anything that you say.
In fact, listen. If you go to your AI information or go to Google and type, as in, of all the religion, what religion stood out?
Everything you're saying is vague and imprecise. That is what you are.
This report were written
That is what you are. You are a very vague and a very imprecise man who cannot use facts and evidence and logic. Look, the Watchtower itself admits that they violated neutrality in the Second World War. Let's go on to the Second World War. Your yearbook, your 1983 yearbook, page 97 to 98, admits that the Watchtower in Australia, the Australian Bethel, violated neutrality in the Second World War.
Okay.
Could you explain that reference? 1983 yearbook, page 97 to 98.
I don't have to explain anything to you.
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
I don't have to explain anything to you.
Could you say that? Could you say that again slowly so I can understand you?
I said I do not have to explain anything to you.
No, you don't. You're absolutely right. You don't have to explain anything to me. But if you don't explain it, it shows that you're incompetent. Because you know nothing at all about your religion. You know nothing at all about other religions like the Baptist or the Catholics or other Protestant groups. And you know nothing at all about the Bible. That's why you're not giving any... The only reference you've given me in our conversation is you try to use Proverbs 4:18 and 19 out of context to hoodwink me. Look, the 1983 yearbook of Jehovah's Witnesses, page 97 to 98... admits that they violated neutrality in Australia during the Second World War. Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you.
I am not listening.
I'm quoting the Watchtower. I'm quoting the Watchtower. Don't you respect your own crappy literature? Therefore, that no secret faults...
I'm not listening.
Right, well, I'm going to cover them.
I'm not listening. Listen.
What's wrong with you, man? You sound like a Dalek. You know, we will exterminate the apostates. We are Daleks. The Kingdom Hall produces a race of Daleks. I mean, this is sad. It is sad. Look, therefore, that no secret faults may cling to us. Oh, he's hung up. Okay. Well, I'll just read it to you. Therefore, that no secret faults may cling to us, we desire herewith, in the presence of Jehovah God and his King Jesus Christ, to confess that during World War II, we put forth our hands in various ways to the iniquity of this world war. We put various properties of God's consecrated people to what we now realize was part of the war effort and propaganda, therefore violating the true neutrality of all footstep followers of Jesus Christ. Now, the context is Australia, only Australia. This is the Australian section of the 1983 yearbook. There was also a Watchtower from the 1st of June 1947, page 173, that talks about how the Bethel in Australia, during the Second World War, which had finished 2 years earlier, in 1945, they sent young men to work in machine shops producing instruments of war. They don't name the company, but that's the Taylorcraft Aircraft Corporation, which was probably owned by Mr. Taylor. I think he was a wealthy Jehovah's Witness. And during the Second World War, Taylorcraft Aircraft Corporation only produced military aircraft for the Australian Royal Air Force. And it was stuffed to the gills with Jehovah's Witnesses, including people who went for Bethel service and was sent by the Bethel to work in canteens on military bases, to free up soldiers to work on the front, or they were sent to Taylorcraft to produce aircraft for the Australian Royal Air Force. I mean, I can go on. There are so many other examples of this. One other one that I alluded to is the Henrietta M. Riley Trust. She died in 1945. She was a wealthy woman. She bequeathed all her assets to be turned into shares. The shares are called the Henrietta M. Riley Trust. The sole beneficiary is the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. And from 1945, all the share dividends, after bank deductions by the Commercial Bank of Detroit, and if there's any tax to pay, the IRS will take that. And then all of the assets, the share dividends from the assets, all of the share dividends go to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. Now, I only have the accounts up to about 2016. I've got about 10 years worth of accounts up to that date. At one time, they had investments in the tobacco company Morris, which was sold. So that meant that about 2005, 2006, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York, which banned smoking, was receiving share dividends from the tobacco firm Morris. And throughout that period, where I have about 10 years worth of accounts from about 2005 to about 2016 or 17, the Henrietta M. Rowley Trust paid share dividends to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York from arms companies such as Northrop Grumman, which makes the black triangular B-2 bomber, the B-2 Raider, I think it's called, and that's going to be updated next year. They're releasing a second generation, the B-21. It shows how advanced the Americans are. No other country on earth has produced a similar black triangular bomber. I think there's a couple of drones that are black triangles, and the Chinese have had a sort of prototype fighter of that design, which has been highly unsuccessful. But the Americans, not only the only ones with a proper black triangular bomber in the world, stealth bomber, but they're producing the second generation next year, the B-21, which is quite incredible. Well, the Henrietta M. Rowley Trust pays share dividends from Honeywell, which makes military equipment, and Northrop Grumman and other companies which make military equipment. They pay share dividends from arms companies to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. And these jokers claim they're neutral in warfare. I didn't have the time to go into other areas and other fields, but the Watchtower joined the United Nations in 1992. Lloyd Barry, their then governing body member, signed them into membership of the United Nations. He signed the paperwork in 1991. Lloyd Barry was a governing body member. The paperwork went through. They were accepted as an NGO. This is the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York. They were accepted as an NGO, non-governmental organization, a representative of the United Nations, which at the time and today they claim is the scarlet-colored beast, the satanic beast of the book of Revelation. Well, why do they join the UN if they claim the UN's of the devil? Could you see the absolute hypocrisy of this organization? They're absolute and complete hypocrites. And I could go on with how the Watchtower has got money from military drones. They were donated over $5 million worth of shares. I think they were called the Ram Cam Engine Corporation. They produce ceramic engines for drones. Somebody probably died, and so over 5 million shares were donated to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, I think of New York. It could have been the Pennsylvania Corporation. But one of those two corporations accepted 5 million shares in a company that makes ceramic engines, well, engines with ceramic parts, because engines get hot, you see, so if you have ceramic parts, they can fly around a lot longer and the metal doesn't melt. They accepted shares from a company that makes engines for military drones that drops bombs on people, and they claim to be neutral in warfare? What kind of joker do they think I am? This Watchtower Society, it is a complete money-making scam. And the sad thing is how they brainwash people. And the sad thing is, you could see with this gentleman, who did sound like a Dalek, they can't think for themselves. When you quote Watchtower literature to them, they can't respond. They can't respond to anything. It's very sad, isn't it? It's extremely sad.